All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to Abbey Road, the final album the Beatles ever recorded. The first Beatles video I ever filmed 2 whole ass years ago. I was a different human being 2 years ago. Okay, Chivo's going to put a picture on screen of how much of a dickhead I looked like 2 years ago. Okay, I'm a changed person. I'm a grown person. The album that makes me wanted to do... That made me want to do this re-listen series because it's been 2 years since the first time I listened to this thing. Now, this is not going to be my second listen through of Abbey Road. I have listened to this album front to back, I think 6 times, and more recent times I've tried to listen to the album. I've gotten to about the halfway point, and I've turned the album off because I have grown to not like the medley, ladies and gentlemen. I know. I have grown to be bored by the medley, and I'm going into this giving the album one last chance for the medley to grow back on me. Because I remember when I first listened to the album 2 years ago, I remember really liking the medley and thinking that it was a very fun experiment to throw into the back half of the album. But on further listens, I just find them to be unsatisfying vignettes that feel like they're never really able to reach their full potential. And it's kind of like being shown scenes from a great film and then wishing you could get to see the entire film. That's how the medley kind of feels to me returning to this album. And I'm hoping that can change today. This album came out in 1969. It is 17 tracks, 47 minutes. Let's do this. I'm just going to get straight into this shit. Honestly, there's no need to blabber. Track 1, the iconic Come Together. Can't wait for granny music. Exactly. I wasn't too crazy on Come Together on that initial listen of the album. I'd heard it plenty of times before that. That's changed, though. I really like Come Together now. I think this is a great opener. It's a great bass line. One of Ringo's more interesting parts. Okay, I've already got complaints about this. This is a terrible dog shit album. I'm joking. I've always had this problem with this song. I really don't like what Ringo does on the chorus. Listen, I'm gonna suck the soul out of this song's cock in a minute. Okay, I fucking love this song, but I really don't like the lack of cymbals on that chorus. I think that if it had a steady ride cymbal pattern, that would make the chorus flow so much nicer. But the fact that there's no cymbals just makes it feel a little too sparse. Okay, that's my one problem with this song is I don't like the chorus. Okay, that's my only problem. It's my only problem with this thing. Yeah, the chorus just feels a little flaccid without any cymbals, you know? It feels a little flat. Especially with how great the cymbals sound in this recording as well. This is such a great drum recording. The drums sound perfect. Like, those toms have such deep impact. The cymbals, the way they kind of wash out is really satisfying as well. A nice, very cracky snare sound too. Like, it's a great drum recording. I hate the new lids on bottled drinks. They piss me off. The fact that they're fucking attached to the bottle. Did the drummer talk about anything but the drums? talked about other things. I think this song's got an incredible bass line. The guitar effects are kind of otherworldly. I don't know. They make this song feel... I think Anthony Fantano genuinely said it best, where he said, it's such a perfect recording with such perfect use of effects that it feels like it could not be replicated or performed in the same way if you gave anyone like a million tries. It doesn't feel like it's from the same fucking universe that we inhabit. This is such a perfect recording. Yeah, Come Together is fucking fantastic. The first track, it's one of the strongest first tracks in the Beatles catalog, in my opinion. I think that this song is such a perfect recording that's kind of impossible to replicate. Like, I cannot imagine any cover of this song, or even the band trying to recreate this song, getting as, like, eerily perfect of a take as this. Everything flows in a way that very few other songs can. The atmosphere on this track is absolutely fucking unmatched. I think that the performances are absolutely top-notch from all four members of the band here. The guitar parts, the effects being used on the guitars are so eerie and alien. I think the bass line is one of Paul McCartney's absolute best. Of course, one of the more interesting Ringo parts on the verses as well. The song's a solid 9 for me. My only issue with this track is that I wish the chorus was a little more fluid. That's my only problem with this track. It's just the chorus feels a little flat. Besides that, song's damn near perfect. An incredible way to kick off this album. Something.
Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. Somewhere in her smile, she knows
Top 3 Beatles songs.
that I don't need no other lover. Something in her style that shows me I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. You're asking me when my love grows.
Oh my god. This is my first time listening to this mix of the album, and I have to say, what it's doing for the low end, for the toms and the bass, man, it's so fucking rich. There is so much flavor in the low end on these mixes of these tracks. Holy shit, I can't speak. Yeah, it sounds so fucking good. Yeah, the song's quite an easy 10. Oh my god, this track is absolute magic. Just fireworks front to back. Everything from the super thick, meaty low end, the beautiful guitar solo you get towards the final third of the track, the stunning vocal performance and vocal layering on this track. This is easily with the first two songs, the album immediately sets itself as the best produced Beatles album and one of the best produced albums of the 60s in general. It is crazy how great these recordings are, how great the arrangements of these tracks are, how great they are pulled together in the final mix as well. This is just absolutely beautiful crafting of an album here. Everything is spotless. Absolutely spotless. On this track in particular, some of the most endearing writing of any Beatles song in general, in my opinion. That little vocal thing he does where he says something the way she woos me, and she kind of bends that note. It's just little fun flourishes like that as well that flesh this track out to being one of my favorites on this album. Absolutely. Incredible second track. Maxwell's Silver Hammer up next.
Joan was quizzical, studied metaphysical science in the home. Late nights all alone with a test tube. Oh, oh, oh. Maxwell Edison, majoring in medicine, calls her on the phone. Can I take you out to the pictures, Joan? But as she's getting ready to go, a knock comes on the door. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon her head. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer made sure that she was dead. Back in school again, Maxwell plays the fool again. Teacher gets
Kind of crazy sound effects for an album in the 60s.
to avoid an unpleasant scene. She tells Max to stay when the class has gone away, so he waits behind.
Yeah, there's a Moog synth in the back there, yeah.
50 times I must not be so. But when she turns her back on the boy,
Was Beatles song to use synth?
leaps up
I
from
don't remember. I don't think so. They must have used it before.
Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon her head. Bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer made sure that she was dead.
Okay. Here's the reason Abbey Road works so well for me. It feels like a perfection of what they were trying to do on the White Album. It's a much tighter album. It feels like that kind of soup of a bunch of different ideas that they were attempting on the White Album. Except every idea, at least on the first half of the album, we'll see how I feel about the medley on this. Listen, every idea on the first half of this album is executed to perfection. There were tons of ideas on the White Album that felt unfinished, that felt like them just throwing spaghetti at the wall until it sticks. There were lots of ideas that felt like they just weren't fully developed, and it kind of made for a very wonky, uneven track listing. Abbey Road is just cutting all of the fat. Abbey Road is completely ironing out all the kinks. It is just, all of the songs are 100% developed. All of the songs are way better produced. All of the songs are way better written. All of the songs have better performances. Everything is just taken to that next level. And listening to this again is making me even more frustrated thinking back to the White Album, to be honest. It's like, damn, they are so very capable of that just idea soup, and they fuck it up so badly on the White Album. The first half of the White Album, at least. The second half of that album is way better.
A dirty one, Maxwell stands alone, painting testimonial pictures. Oh, 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 oh. Rose and Valerie screaming from the gallery, say he must go free. The judge does not agree, and he tells
They
them
promised to
so.
George Martin that they would come back and make a preppy, a serious album this time, I see.
As the words are leaving his lips, a noise comes from behind. Bang, bang, Maxwell silver hammer came down on his head. Bang, bang, Maxwell silver hammer made sure that he was dead.
That is a good point, but I feel like Let It Be, you kind of get that as well with Let It Be, and Let It Be is a more consistent album from what I remember. Like Let It Be, you can see the band fall apart in real time. Yeah, this song is delightful as all hell. The musical onomatopoeia that's being implemented with the clanging sounds with the hammer, the jovial, childlike energy throughout this track being presented, and a fantastic vocal performance here that kind of feels like it is accentuating the childish nature of the instrumental of this track while still having that undertone of the more fucked up story that's being told of just murdering people by bashing them around the head with a hammer. It's so fun. This song is so fucking fun. It feels, again, kind of like a White Album track. But again, just perfected, ironing out the kinks, ironing out all of the things that didn't work, cutting the fat, and just leaving you with this perfectly produced, gorgeous, delightful, very tongue-in-cheek song that I absolutely adore. I'm feeling a high 9 on this one. The first half of this album is just as good as I remember so far. It's just the Beatles in top form, best production, best performances, best writing. Like, this shit is so fucking peak. It's ridiculous. I also have Oh Darling, one of the more memorable songs on the album, absolutely.
Oh, darling, please believe me. I'll never do you no harm. Believe me when I tell you, I'll never do you no harm. Oh, darling, if you leave
Wonder if this is about John, hashtag McLennan.
I'll never make it alone.
This is better than anything from Meghan Trainor. I don't quite see where the Meghan Trainor comparison comes from, but I would concur.
Never leave me alone. When you told me you didn't need me anymore.
Like, I love how silly this instrumental is, and then you just get Paul McCartney's hardest fucking vocal performance on any Beatles track.
When you told me you didn't need me anymore. I really know
Oh, really? Oh, damn, I never noticed that.
Oh, darling, if you leave me, I'll never make it alone. Believe me when I tell you, I'll never do you no harm. Believe me, darling, when you told me you didn't need me anymore. Well, you know, I nearly broke down and cried. When you told me you didn't
This is a strong contender for my favorite Paul McCartney vocal performance. Go from aggressively raspy to calm, sweet vocals so seamlessly. Yeah, it's the best display of his range. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh Darling is one of the most memorable songs on this album for good reason. I think this is Paul McCartney's best vocal performance on any Beatles track. I think this has some of the most fun, engaging writing on any Beatles track. I love the juxtaposition of the silly, just ridiculous instrumental with these weird synth sounds being matched with Paul McCartney going as fucking hard as he is on those more distorted vocals. And of course you have some of Ringo's cooler parts as well. I love the little like triplet moving down the tom things he does at different points throughout this track. It's just so fun. It feels like, again, I've said it multiple times, but the band are just in such fucking top form here. It's ridiculous how great these performances are. This one's an easy 10. Easy 10. Song's so fucking good. Oh my god, we have the best song ever written up next, ladies and gentlemen. We have Octopus's Garden. A Ringo banger. An actual Ringo banger.
I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Garden with me. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would be warm below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves.
Beautiful harmonies. Imagery vivid as hell. Absolutely delightful atmosphere. Unironically, one of the most, like, fucking colorful instrumentals on a Beatles track as well.
I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade.
I love how driving that bass line is here. Those guitar effects as well. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me. No one there to tell us what to do. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you.
It's one of my favorite songs on this album, unironically. This track, it's another 10 for me. It's just so effortlessly delightful, inviting, colorful. One of my favorite instrumentals on any Beatles track. The best Ringo performance, vocally speaking, on any any Beatles track as well. Just such immersive lyrics. There's so much character on this track. It's so likable. This song has aura, essentially, okay? This song has so much fucking aura, especially far more engaging than Don't Pass Me By. Listen, it's just like, Ringo usually gets handed the dog shit songs, okay? Usually the Beatles will like kind of scroll through their songs and be like, oh shit, yeah, we gotta give Ringo one. There you go, is the dog shit song. And then Ringo gets to work on his own track, and he shows that he can cook, okay? With help from George Martin, of course, he did have help writing this track, but he showed that he could cook at least, okay? Easy 10. This song is so fucking fun. I Want You up next. Harrison. Wait, did I say Martin? Whoops. I'd say Harrison. Whoops. I didn't mean to say Martin. My bad.
I want you so bad. I want you so bad. It's driving me mad. It's driving me mad.
Second metal song ever created after Helter Skelter. Sure.
I want you so bad, babe. I want you
Such a great bass line. Infectious as fuck. So good. Such a great switch up. Holy shit. Like, this shit is insane. Genuine. This is such a wild fucking track. Like, it feels like we've already gotten an entire 5-minute song's worth of content in the first 3 minutes of this 8-minute song. It's wild to think there's another, like, 5 minutes of this thing to go. Was there really ever good music prior to the Beatles? No, the Beatles invented all music, guys. Did you not know that? Music started in Liverpool. Let's go, my Scousers. Exactly. Beatles invented rock. Exactly. The past 20 years of rock music didn't count. It was the Beatles. The extensive use of blues aspects really showcases the looming friction quite well. Absolutely. Love how fucking menacing that descending riff is, dude. It's... I was talking about Octopus's Garden having aura. This song has even more aura. Oh shit, yeah, it just cuts and goes into Here Comes the Sun. Yeah, it's an easy 10 right there. Yeah, I Want You is the best song on the album. Easy. I Want You is... It's like a top 3 Beatles track for me, I'd say. I'd say number 3, I Want You. Number 2, Tomorrow Never Knows. Number 1, A Day in the Life. Yeah, I love that track just cuts off. All of that build up just for it to end, and then obviously back in the day you have to fucking flip the vinyl. Being met on the second side of this album with Here Comes the Sun of all things, such a harsh contrast to the very menacing feeling of impending doom that track gives with that descending riff, the crazy heavy drums, the vocal performance throughout that track being as strange and kind of eerie as it is, as this track just kind of builds and builds and builds and builds into something that is so fucking cascading and cacophonous. It is wild how perfect that song is. Top 3 Beatles track for me. Best song on the album, quite handily, to be honest. I Want You is easy fucking 10. That song fucking slaps. Incredible shit. Up next we have maybe the band's most iconic song. Definitely. Yeah, definitely their most iconic. Here Comes the Sun. Yes, smash like.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
Yeah, the amount of time signature switches. Damn. It's been a while since I've like sat down and properly given this song an attentive listen. On its surface, it's one of the Beatles' most basic songs, but then when you get into the actual weeds of this track, the amount of complexity on display is wild. One of the best melodies on a Beatles track. Full stop. The time signature switching. This track's progression is absolutely fucking breathtaking. One of the best recorded songs on the album, too. And the imagery of this track reminds me a little bit of Sgt. Pepper's, I guess. The Beatles always have this tendency to have tracks that on their surface are very bright and colorful and kind of have a semi-eerie undertone. And this song kind of has the same thing, where everything is so saturated and so colorful that it feels like something is amiss. And that is just it's so fucking engaging. This album is engaging as fuck. I feel even on what is now my seventh head-to-toe listen of this thing, I find myself picking up on more details. I find myself finding new things to be absolutely fucking fascinated by, especially with this being my first listen of this newest mix. This album is the only Beatles album that I can say, besides, I guess, Sgt. Pepper's, which I got a lot more out of on a re-listen. It's the only Beatles album that I'm getting, like, a lot more out of every time I come back to it. It's the only Beatles album I, like, have ever really, like, returned to casually. And I have to say, even this listen, like 6 or 7 listens deep, I'm still stunned by this thing. This is an album that really rewards attention and patience. And if you give it that attention and patience, it's just, there's some of the most beautiful, blissful songs ever on this thing, like Here Comes the Sun. Do I think the more I listen to the song, I like it, like Exposure Bias? No, I don't think so. This is the kind of song that is very easy to get sick of because it's such a catchy melody. Like, the song is so obviously the Beatles' most iconic track. Oh, you mean every song? No, I don't think so. Come Together kind of grew on me and then has shrunk on me a little bit over time. I've picked up on things I don't like about that track. Had you asked me this, like, a couple listens prior on this album, I'd say all of these songs would be 10s. Come Together I don't think is a 10. You know, Maxwell Silver Hammer I don't think is a 10. But I'd say with a track like Here Comes the Sun or I Want You, She's So Heavy, those are songs that further listens, they just get better and better for me. Next track, Because. Because is the weakest song so far, but not by any large margin or anything like that. Because is a low, like a flat 9, I think. This track still kind of carries over that eerie, otherworldly quality that I feel like Come Together has, except this song is just a little bit brief. I feel like this track could have maybe used an extra minute and maybe a bit of like a swelling progression or something like that, just to make it feel a little bit more full, because by the time the track ends, I'm left with a little bit of a feeling of, oh, that's it. But still, the atmosphere on this track is unmatched. I think that vocal layering is absolutely beautiful. The implementation of the Moog is absolutely stunning on that song. Yeah. This track is still great, but it is the weakest of the bunch up to this point. Up next, we have You Never Give Me Your Money. Now, to warn people who are going to get upset about this in the chat, I will be pausing during the medley and talking about the songs. I'm going to give you this bit of warning now. So if you get angry at me pausing the music, be prepared. I won't pause during the transitions. I might not even pause on every song. Like, just whenever I feel it's a good moment to pause, I'm going to. I'm not going to pause on every song, don't worry. I honestly may just score the medley as one big song, maybe. I might do it like that. This is one of the moments where the guitars get to stand out the most on the album, in my opinion. Some of the most fun riffing. Right, I'm going to pause it before we go into the transition, because I know the medley's starting here. I'm going to pause it before we go into the transition. Feeling a solid 9 on this track. This song is delightful as fuck. Some of those fun riffing on the album. Towards the end of that bass line is absolutely fucking electric as hell. The switch up towards the halfway point of the track as well is hype as all hell. I think that this has some of the most fun guitar work of the entire album, in my opinion. Yeah, the song's great. It's fantastic. It's a great way to kick off the medley. And I'm nervous going into the rest of this. I'm going to score the rest of the medley tracks as just one song, as one big song. I'm hoping it can click with me on this listen. I really hope it can, because if it doesn't, then a lot of people are going to be very upset at me if that doesn't happen. Here we go. It's been a long time since I've listened to it, to be fair. It's been a long time. Like, this is the first song that I don't really remember all that well. Like, the other tracks I've had a pretty decent recollection of. This song I don't remember. That riffing's fantastic. That panning too is so incredible. This maybe should have been the start of the medley. This feels like the start of the medley. The previous track does not feel like the kickoff of the medley at all. This does. Sun King's fucking incredible. Okay, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to have like a little... It's going to have its own section, the medley scores. Sun King is a high 9. Yeah. I'm already feeling the same annoyance that I have before with the medley. Only a minute of that song isn't enough. That it feels like the song kind of hits its stride and then it's just pulls back and we're in a different song. Oh no. I have a bad feeling going into the rest of this. I like the leaning into the northern accent here. Leaning into the Liverpoolian accent, I suppose. That's a much better transition. That actually carries over the momentum really well. Hi. I love that eighth note pattern on the hi-hat. Gives the song a nice rattly quality. Great bass line as well. Holy shit. You love it when people think they can rate Beatles songs? Okay, Stress. Would you rather that I just never listened to the Beatles and never had an opinion on the Beatles? Would you rather that people never went back and formed their own opinion on the music? Is that what you would prefer? I'm gonna hold you to task on this because these comments are quite genuinely incredibly stupid. I'm just saying, I'd much rather form an opinion on the music and have a discussion about it than never do that. Listen, the Beatles, they are not some fucking untouchable gods, okay? They're people who made music, and I love talking about music, and I want to talk about the music. Oh, so we're stupid now? Hey, we have an unintelligent individual in the chat. GG's. I'm gonna talk about the fucking music. Joins the music review stream. Hey, why the fuck are you reviewing the music? Exactly. This song fucking slap. This one's like a low 9 for me. Oh, there was a pause between the transition. Okay, that feels like a good place to pause. Okay, so these first handful of parts on the medley, it's better than I remember. Song King is fucking incredible. Great, luscious instrumental. Absolutely fucking fantastic panning. Seriously, just gorgeous track. Absolutely gorgeous track. Mean Mr. Mustard is solid, but it's quite rough. I feel like the minute runtime really just makes it feel like, oh, we're finally getting that the song's built some momentum. It feels like this track is really finding its stride, and then it just rips you. I'm lowering that score to a 6. I can't have it up at a 7. It's a low 6. That song is kind of the epitome of what I remember being frustrated by the medley, is these tracks building momentum and then just being ripped right out of them. Mean Mr. Mustard is rough. Then you get into a pretty decent back-to-back of Polythene Pam, and she came in through the window. Polythene Pam is a great, more expressive track that sees, you know, the vocal performance leaning into the Scouse accent, you know, having this super pronounced enunciation, and just the song kind of moving at such a perfect momentum with a great transition into she came in through the bathroom window as well. Those two tracks feel like they flow together the best out of the bunch so far. Absolutely. Let's continue. Golden Slumbers.
Once there was a way to get back home.
I'm out of Fanta now.
Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Golden slumbers fill your eyes. Smiles awake you when you rise. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I never give you my pillow. I only send you my invitations. And in the middle of the celebrations, I break down. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight a long time. Boy, you're gonna
Hamilton OST clears everything from Abbey Road. Yeah. What Lin-Manuel Miranda cooked up on that was something special, to be sure. Oh, it transitions into the end. Okay, I'm going to leave the end to talk about the end on its own. Interesting. I forget that in the end is... just the end is part of the medley. I always just seen that as its own track. Huh. Carry That Weight is like a low 9 for me. Yeah, one of the stronger moments of the medley so far. I enjoyed it more than I remembered. I wasn't head over heels for the medley this time around, but I will say that I did enjoy it a decent bit. I feel like the individual pieces are better than the medley as a flowing, continuous thing, in my opinion. I think that these individual pieces are fucking incredible. They do run a bit too brief for me, though. It feels like some of them don't really get to resolve in a way that's quite as satisfying as they would if they were given an extra 30 seconds to a minute. But I feel like the individual pieces are so strong that this time around, I did have a better time with the medley. Final song at the end. Her Majesty's a bonus song. I'm not going to count that towards the album score. We'll still listen to it. Hidden track, not bonus. Same shit, different toilet. No blisters on his fingers this time. I mean, when you're playing such a mid-solo, I'm joking. I'm joking.
And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Okay, going hard on the orchestral elements on the final handful of tracks. Yeah, and then of course we have the silence that goes into Her Majesty, the hidden track. Yeah, that was pretty ass, 10 out of 10. This song is quite fantastic of a way to close this album. It's a solid 9. Just a beautiful track, great soloing throughout this song. I have to say, I'm not in love with Ringo's drums, so I'm not in love with it, but I'm not going to sit here and nitpick it too much. Okay, it's sweet enough, it fits the track, is what it is. This song, I don't know, it's just a great high energy, very driving, and varied just 2-minute cut to close off this album. I think this track is quite beautiful. I think that all of the performances here are solid as hell. And I think this track is a nice moment of closure, I guess, for the band on the whole. Of course, I am going to be listening to Let It Be after this, but I guess this would probably be the last song in terms of, I guess, the band recording chronologically. So yeah, I think that this track is a great moment of closure for what is the end of the Beatles. Good shit. All right, I'm not going to listen to this silence. We'll listen to Her Majesty. It's it's not that important to the rest of the album, but I'll play it. Might as well. That scared the shit out of me. I forget that it starts on a big crash.
Tell her that I love her a lot, but I gotta get a belly full of wine. My Majesty's a pretty nice girl. Someday I'm gonna make her mine. Oh yeah, someday I'm gonna make her mine.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Abbey Road by the Beatles. Her Majesty is, I'm not going to score it. It's a 20-minute acoustic piece. It's a nice thing to throw on the end there as like a little bit of extra content, but I don't know, it's a 20-second acoustic piece, you know? It is what it is. This album is fucking fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. This is still quite solidly the best Beatles album, in my opinion. I think that this album is a genuine masterpiece. Such a fascinating, forward-thinking, ahead-of-its-time project that has the best production of any Beatles album easily. I think that this thing is basically spotless in terms of its sound. I think this has some of the craziest low-end mixing of any 60s album I've heard. Just how thick the bass and the toms are throughout this album is stunning. I think that the arrangements throughout this album are absolutely fucking, like, some of the most breathtaking on any 60s album you can hear. Whether it's, I don't know, some of the orchestral stuff towards the final portion of the album, whether it's how otherworldly and ethereal a track like Come Together is, or how heavy and aggressive and pounding a track like I Want You, She's So Heavy is. This album is kind of the Beatles doing what they did on the White Album, but a million times better. I think that this album is the band kind of perfecting what they had done before in just having a soup of ideas all clashing with each other into this big, beautiful mess of a project. Whereas the White Album in the first half is very wonky and inconsistent. This thing is so well groomed. It's so perfected. It felt like there was so much time and effort put into having such a satisfying track flow and such a satisfying arrangement of individual songs that complement each other well, as opposed to the White Album that feels just kind of all over the place and throwing spaghetti at the wall until something sticks. Yeah, I don't have any big problems with this thing. I'm still not in love with the medley. I still think the medley does leave some of the songs feeling too brief, like they don't get to resolve in the most satisfying way, particularly Mean Mr. Mustard. But you know what? I actually liked it this time around. I actually enjoyed the medley this time around. Yeah, this has some of the band's absolute best material on it. A lot of the band's best material. Here Comes the Sun, I Want You, She's So Heavy being a top 3 track from the band. Octopus's Garden being Ringo's best song. Something, Oh Darling, You Never Give Me Your Money is incredible. Sun King being a great piece of the medley. The end being a great closer. Oh my god, this album fucking slaps. Easily easily the strongest work by the Beatles. It's not even close. I think that this thing stands so far above all of their other work. This is an actual masterpiece and one of the strongest albums of the 60s. I am going to run the numbers and I will tell you what my score for this album is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The calculated score for this album is a 9.2, and I would up that by a couple points to a 9.4 out of 10. It's a great album. It's a legitimately incredible, like, near-perfect masterpiece, in my opinion. I think that this album goes, so above and beyond in being just such a consistent, well-groomed, thrilling, engaging, and consistently beautiful project. The strongest of the Beatles, in my opinion. So good. It's so fucking good. Favorite song on the album? Favorite song on the album is I Want You Shoe So Heavy with Here Comes the Sun at a close second. These two tracks back-to-back are fucking deadly. Deadly combination. Yeah, it sounds great. No big problems for me at all. I fucking love this thing. So fucking good. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down... Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other Beatles albums for you. Check out the rest of my Beatles reactions and re-reactions and the original ranking video and the new ranking video that will be out soon if you haven't as well. Massive thank you to Chivo for editing this. He's been editing all of the Beatles re-reactions, so I greatly appreciate it. Like and sub if you haven't. We are on our way to 4K. Links in the description to my Discord, my Album of the Year, my Twitter, and my other channels. Check those out if you haven't. And I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.